Good evening. For you Severance fans out there, what better place to kick off the Association for Corporate Growth and the Los Angeles Business Journal's inaugural M&A Awards than Lumen? All kidding aside, I would like to extend my heartfelt appreciation to the Board of Directors of ACG and publisher Josh Schimmels and the LABGA's editorial staff for selecting me as tonight's M&A Industry Icon honoree. I regret that I'm not able to join you in person this evening, as I am at a memorial service in Montecito for my best friend and mentor, Bob Emmons. As my peers in the room know all too well, the fine art of M&A deal making is a tough way to make a living. The hours are long, and the physical and mental abuse seemingly without end. I'm amazed more of us don't have PTSD, or maybe we do, and just don't know it. It is definitely not a profession for the faint of heart. This November marks my 44th anniversary as an investment banker, and I'm still learning and improving my game. You don't last for 4.5 decades in this bare-knuckles field without having perseverance and being a survivor. I apprenticed at Sutro & Company, the oldest investment bank in the West, rising from associate to vice chairman and head of investment banking. My meteoric rise was fueled by my status as the firm's top rainmaker. And when the corporate bureaucracy became too much for me, I left and launched Greif Co. in 1992. I was 36 at the time, and California was in the midst of the worst recession to hit the state since the Great Depression. It was a contrarian gamble, but I firmly believed there was room for another investment bank, one that created value for its clients through marketing skill, negotiation expertise, and sheer strength of will. I chose entrepreneurs as our target market out of the gate because they are the most rewarding, gratifying, and demanding clients you can have in this business. Since launch, we have tried to distinguish ourselves in a crowded field. For example, we don't solicit work from private equity firms. That's industry heresy, I know. But our clients appreciate that we will always be on their side of the negotiating table. Our reputation and our reality is that we always put our entrepreneurial clients' interests first. We're not trying to curry favor with PE firms so that we can represent them on the exit. I have borne witness to massive changes, both structural and procedural, in the M&A field since 1981. When I was a wet-behind-the-ears investment banker, private equity accounted for less than 1% of M&A transaction value. Today, it's 1/3 and growing. Back then, they were called bootstrap buyers or leveraged buyout buyers. Rebranding the industry to the more public-friendly term private equity occurred after the rash of bankruptcies of so-called highly leveraged transactions, HLTs, during the recession of the early 90s. You could buy a company with 90% debt and just 10% equity during the go-go 80s. Hostile takeovers in Greenmail were all the rage. Today, PE deals are much more soundly financed, with either 50-50 debt to equity or 60-40 either direction. In those days, the LBO buyer's playbook was to acquire cash cows where they could slash costs to goose earnings, oftentimes sacrificing the target's future to mortgage its present. Today, it's all about acquiring platforms to accelerate their growth by investing in systems, people, and expansion through bolt-on acquisitions, driving both cost-saving and revenue-enhancing synergies. My previous experience as a business operations and strategy consultant at Touche Ross, Deloitte today, was perfect training to be an investment banker. Deal making is all about problem solving. As a sell-side banker, how to get the buyer to pay a higher price and overcoming whatever obstacles lie along the path to achieving that ambitious result. Much is said about the financial analysis aspect of deal making, but that's not the key to success in this industry. That's just a prerequisite. What separates the men and women and the boys and girls is salesmanship. How you position, market, and sell your client to the buyer. Creative problem solving is part and parcel of that sales process. We have 3 registered trademarks at Greif Co. that tell you all you need to know about the firm. The Entrepreneur's Investment Bank, determined, aggressive, relentless. And our mascot, the great horned owl, swooping in for the kill. The first 2 don't require further explanation. The latter may. The great horned owl is nature's most efficient hunter. It can kill an animal 4 times its weight and size. Dating back to the Greek goddess Athena, the Greif Company owl symbolizes the 4 pillars upon which the firm was built: wisdom, integrity, strength, and aggressiveness. Not soliciting business from PE firms isn't the only thing unconventional about Greif Company. We're also industry generalists. If all I did was cookie cutter deals for, say, enterprise software companies, I would have retired from the industry years ago out of sheer boredom. Every deal is different, and every client is different. Never a dull moment. We're industry agnostic. Instead of specializing in a vertical market or two, we specialize in representing entrepreneurially owned and operated companies, over half of which are family businesses. We act as equalizers for our clients, evening the playing field and going up against professional acquirers, whether they're PE firms or major corporations. And playing equalizer means playing traffic cop too. Unless our client prefers the 2 bites of the apple only PE buyers can provide, the majority of our exclusive sale mandates go to strategic buyers. 1, because they can pay a higher price due to synergy and less dependence on availability of debt financing. And 2, because, in my experience, strategic buyers are less likely to attempt to retrade the deal in the 11th hour or collude among themselves. Within the freewheeling world of M&A deal making, we need to be bastions of integrity for our clients. At Greif Company, we do a lot of client handholding. That's not necessary if you're representing highly polished PE-backed companies, but it's mandatory with entrepreneurs. For the majority of our clients, this is the first and maybe only deal they will do in their lifetimes. That makes us equal parts educator, therapist, strategic operations and financial consultant, and trusted advisor. In a word, consigliere. Price and terms are important to our founder and family-owned clients, but so are such intangibles as legacy, brand, and retention of employees. Lastly, I think as investment bankers and deal professionals, it's important to give back whenever and wherever we can. Besides USC's Lloyd Greif Center for Entrepreneurial Studies, which equips and inspires fledgling undergraduate and graduate entrepreneurs every year, I have either chaired or been on the boards of the Los Angeles Economic Development Corporation, the California Chamber of Commerce, the Los Angeles Police Foundation, the New Los Angeles Marketing Partnership, the Los Angeles Business Tax Advisory Committee, and various boards at my alma maters, UCLA, USC, and Loyola Law School. We all need to do our part to make Southern California a better place to live, work, and play. In closing, I would like to thank the team at Greif Company that shares this award with me and all that have come before them. I am proud to say that a number of our competitors who are in the room this evening cut their teeth at Greif Company and have learned their craft well. Thank you again for this singular honor.